Okay, so this is part 2 of the review slash whatever else this video might be considered. So yeah, like the guy shipped it with the bolt cock back or whatever, and the spring was, I don't know, I didn't like that. Anyway, so yeah, so I got 25 bucks off, so I paid $175 for this, and it was brand new. I know it looks all, beat up now, because I've actually been kind of, using it and kind of throwing it around a little bit. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the rifle, and I really like it. I didn't like it. I was very dissatisfied when it shot about 60, not 6, whatever number you're thinking, 60 feet per second. Maybe less. If the hop-up was on, the BB would just shoot out, and let's see if I can use my finger to demonstrate how far it would go. Shoot out, start curving, right in the ground. Ridiculous. And of course, if you bought one of these, you wouldn't have bad luck like I had. Guaranteed. I have the worst luck when it comes to this kind of stuff. Or buying things and getting a seemingly good deal. I mean, it was a good deal. And I fixed it with all the parts it had with it. So I guess I got a great deal, and now it's way more reliable than any stock rifle. And it shoots way hotter than any stock rifle. Well, maybe not any stock one of these rifles. I think they're supposed to shoot like 450 or 400. Anyway. So yeah, I'm very happy with it though. The barrel, if you want to change anything out, barrel-wise, bucking-wise, hop-up-wise, barrel stabilizers, whatever, they not screwed, actually, they screwed it too. There were screws holding things in place at the very end of the muzzle, which would have been about here. There were pins through the top and the bottom. Glued pins, by the way. And then the whole thing was epoxied in place, like the end of the muzzle, right? Not only that, but the end of the barrel itself was glued in place at the very end. So, I mean, you remove that big goofy orange, muzzle brake or whatever, and, you're thinking like, oh, I'll just unscrew this cap. You're like, oh, well, it's got some screws. Undo the screws. Okay. Still doesn't unscrew. Oh, it's got some pins. Drill out the pins. Both sides. And you're like, you unscrew it. And it's like, oh, now what? They glued the end cap on with this crazy glue. I mean, I couldn't melt it off. I have a pretty damn decent heat gun right there. That's not no blow dryer. That thing will light things on fire, Couldn't melt it. And then not only that, like I said, the barrel on top of that was glued in as well. It's like, are you trying to make things not user replaceable? Like, what's going on there? So I had to undo that or whatever. And the entire, because I tried to undo, pull everything out from the back, which normally you can. So I unscrewed the barrel, which has very nice threads. They fit together really nicely. And then I tried to pull it out, like it would twist a little bit, like a very little bit, like maybe a millimeter or so amount of movement. And then anything more than that, then it would just come to a dead stop. So I tried pushing it out with my finger. It is not happening. I tried taking a screwdriver and hammering it down, and then I looked at it, and then I saw some glue on the very end, and I'm like, oh no, did they seriously glue all that? So yeah, so I cut that. I cut that shit. Not only because I wanted to change out some of the barrel and Teflon tape some things, but the end of the barrel itself had a dent or something along the lines of a dent, and making it to where, like, once I took the end of that end of the barrel, I dropped the BB down into it, and it wouldn't even go through. I couldn't force it out with blowing through it. I couldn't even I could barely push it through with an unjamming rod. That's how damaged the end of the barrel was. And again, that's probably not something that's going to happen to you. The fact that it was screwed, glued, pinned, and then glued again, that will happen to you, because that's a standard stock feature, you know, those assholes. Yeah. So that upset me a lot. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this review. I don't recommend this gun for anyone that wants a gun that's upgradable. The gun does take a lot of L96, APS2 parts, you know, a lot of stuff like that. Like I think it'll take like, you can find parts for it. You can find a hop-up unit that'll work. You can find barrels. You can find probably cylinders, bolt handles. You know, you can find parts for it. But, you know, sears, maybe even a trigger housing. You can find parts for it. That's not the point. But the point is, like, installing it and doing the work. Like, it was extensive. It took me 3 days of solid tinkering, you know, trying to figure this thing out and why it's not working. You know, why doesn't this work? All these parts don't have wear on it. They're all brand new. You know, and I finally figured it out. It was the piston. But along the way, I made everything better. So it was a cool journey. But I don't recommend this for someone that does not want to deal with having to fix it right off the bat, because it's going to break, and it's going to break soon. I've heard people, I mean, I cocked this thing 50 times and it was already broken. That's what I'm talking about. Some people have had better luck with theirs, but I would not take the chance on this if you're uneasy about repairing things, if you're uncomfortable modifying things or working with tools. Definitely do not get this rifle. If you don't like bullpups, don't get this rifle. If you don't like heavy things, don't get this rifle. If you don't like incredibly long, crazy, huge, you know, obtrusive things, don't get this rifle. If let's see, anything else that negative? If you don't like guns that are hard to find upgrade parts for, and you question, is this going to fit on my gun, kind of thing, don't get this gun. If you do get this gun, the type of person you would be is someone that likes bullpups. I love bullpups. This is not a bullpup gun in Airsoft, you know, since the magazine is right here. I mean, this gun doesn't even take magazines in real life, but still, it makes it kind of not a bullpup. It kind of just makes it a pain in the ass to cock it because it's closer to your shoulder. So, yeah, but if you do like bullpups, buy this gun. If you like super solid, sturdy, steel, throw it off a cliff guns, buy this gun. It's a good gun for that. If you like crazy long guns, I guess we'll get back to the opposites of the negatives. Crazy long barrels on your gun. Like, the barrel was from here to way out here. It was a good 2 plus feet long. If you want to be an American and not use the metric system. I wish I knew the metric system better, because it is a better system in my opinion. Anyway, buy that gun for that reason. It's great. The parts that come with it are high quality for the most part. Like, the screws they use are good grade steel for most part. Yeah, if you like these big, huge, heavy bullpup guns, this is, I think, the only bullpup sniper rifle, bolt action sniper rifle. I'm not sure, but I could be mistaken. I don't know. I did my research, and maybe I didn't do enough, but this is what I found, because I wanted a bullpup sniper rifle, or at least one that looked like one. Yeah, so I mean, or if you like 50 cal rifles, this would be a 50 cal rifle. Or also, what is it? What's that other cartridge? 416 or 4? It's some caliber, 4 something. then yeah, this is a badass rifle. And it is a badass rifle. I'm sure I'm going to get compliments on this thing, and I'm sure they're going to be like, wow, did you do all this? And like, they'd be like, wow, did you cut this out? And they were like, wow, what'd you do with the barrel? But, yeah, that was necessary. But I do like it being shorter, because it was kind of a pain in the ass to get up with it, because you'd hit the barrel and everything. But yeah, so those are some reasons I can recommend the gun. It is pretty solid. Like, there's only a couple parts that are kind of questionable in terms of, you know, why didn't they go the full mile there? So I hope you enjoyed this review. I know it was crazy long, and even 2 parts, but this gun was so frustrating, and then also so satisfying when I got things running. I have a lot to say about it, and there are a lot of features, and there are a lot of pros and cons to the rifle, and there was a lot to go over. So I hope you didn't mind how long it was, and I really do appreciate you guys watching these videos. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. This is the place to do it. If you have an M99, if you're having problems, don't hesitate to ask me. Like, I know how to fix this thing. I'm well familiar with sniper rifles now that you know, I started with the Bar 10 VSR 10, you know, platform, and just a little while ago. But I've done so much work on these things. I know them inside and out. Easy. So if you have any questions on, you know, whether you should get it or not, just shoot me a comment or whatever on the video, and, you know, please like and subscribe, and, you know, you'll get some more of these videos. So I hope you enjoyed them, and have a good time airsofting. Bye.